all welcome everyone to the online course on Essential of Database Management System. In previous video lecture, we discussed basic terminologies of database system. In this session, we are going to discuss database system architecture. In database system architecture, actually mainly the two part. One is the user part and next one is the database system part. There are four types of user accessing or managing the database. Navy user, application programmers, sophisticated user, database administrator. Come to the database system. The database system is divided into three components: query processor, storage manager, disk storage. In this area, we'll discuss detail in one by one. First, let's start with the user, Navy user. The Navy user are the unsophisticated who don't have any DBMS knowledge, but they frequently use the database application in their daily life to get the desired result. For example, educated people or uneducated people all are using application in order to book the tickets or paying amount to others without knowledge of database. So that type of user is called as Navy user. And next one is the application programmer. The application programmer is the software engineer who write the code for the application program. They are computer professionals. This program would be maybe written programming language, for example, Visual Basic, C, or Photon, COBOL, etc. The application programmer design, debug, test, and maintain the set of program called CAN transactions for the Navy user in order to interact with the database. And next one is sophisticated user. The sophisticated user can be engineers, scientists, business analysts who are familiar with the database. They can develop their own database application according to their requirement. They don't write program code, but they interact the database by writing SQL query directly through the query processor. And next one is the database administrator. Simply, we will call this DBA. Is the person who define the schema and also control three level of database. The database administrator will then create new account ID and password for the user if he or she need to access the database. The database administrator is also responsible for providing security to the database, and he allows only authorized user to access or modify the database. We'll discuss other roles also. The database administrator also monitor the recovery and the backup. The database administrator has the DBA account in DBMS. The database administrator repair the damage. For example, sometimes hardware or software failure will occur. The database administrator is the one having the privileges to perform data control language operation such as grant and revoke to allow or restrict a particular user from accessing the database. And next one is the query processor. It interprets the request from the user via application program or interface into the instruction. It also executes the user request which is received from DML compiler. The query processor contains the following components. We'll discuss one by one. DML compiler. It processes the DML statement into low-level instruction. And next one is the DDL interpreter. It processes the DDL statement into set of table containing metadata. The next one is embedded DML precompiler. It processes the DML statement embedded into application program into procedural calls. And next one is the query optimizer. It executes the instruction generated by DML compiler. And next one is storage manager. It is the interface between the information stored in the database and the request queries. It also known as database control system. It maintains the consistency and integrity. The main responsibility is managing the data manipulation such as addition, deletion, modification, etc. The storage manager contains the following components. Authorization manager. It ensures the role-based access control. It means checks whether the particular person is privileged to perform requested operation or not. And next one is the integrity manager. It checks the integrity constraint when the database is modified. And next one is the transaction manager. It controls the concurrent access by performing the operation in a scheduled way. And next one is the file manager. It manages the file space and data structure used to represent the information in the database. The last one is buffer manager. It is responsible for cache memory and to transfer the data between side storage and main memory. And next one is disk storage. It is used to store all the information. It contains the following components. First one is the data file. It stores the data. And next one is data dictionary. It contains information about the structure of the data object. It is the repository of information that govern the metadata. Metadata means data about the data. Next one is the indices. It provides the faster retrieval of data item. And next one is statistical data. It contains statistics of all the informations. And next one is data independence or three-level architecture of schema. The data independence is the important property of database management system and also and some advantage. There are three levels of database, physical level or low level, that is disk storage. And next one is conceptual level, that is query, procedure, logic, etc. That is the middle level. And next one is logic level or view level, that is the top level. It interacts the user, that is user interface. The data independence is used to achieve the changes without affecting logic level and vice versa. It means if you are adding or if you are updating anything in one level, it not affect the another level. There are two types of data independence in DBMS. Physical data independence and logical data independence. Need of independence, that is data independence, to improve the quality of data, easy maintenance of database system, to achieve database security, developer need not worry about internal structure, easily making the changes in physical level to improve the performance. Next one is physical data independence. It is defined as to make changes in the structure of the physical level or low level of DBMS without affecting logic level or view level. Some changes in the physical level we can do. Changes the storage device, changing the file organization technique, changing data structure, changing data access method, modifying indexes, migrating database from one drive to another. without disturbance with other level. So we can do this all the changes, okay, without affecting the logical data independence. And next one is the logical data independence. It is defined as to make the changes in the structure of the logical level or V level of DBMS without affecting physical level, that is low level. What are the changes we can do in logical level? We can add new attribute in the entity set. We can modify or delete the attribute, merging record or splitting record. We can do this all the operation without affecting the low level or physical level. What is the difference between physical data independence and logical data independence? In physical data independence, the concern with storage of data. In logical data independence, concern with the structure of the data definition. The next difference, easy to retrieve in physical data independence. In logical data independence, difficult to retrieve because dependent on logical structure. And next one, in physical data independence, easy to achieve compare with logical data independence. In logical data independence, it is very difficult to achieve compare with physical data independence. And next difference, concern with physical schema in physical data independence, concern with logical schema in logical data independence. Thank you. In next section, we will discuss various data models in DBMS. Thank you, Anda.